Alright, so real quick, I know this is like late, later than I really wanted to get out, but I was working on that last night, and I was supposed to have like two videos out last night, but while I was like editing them, I straight up just passed out, which is why it's coming out this morning. So yeah, alright, let's get into it. Also, I can't believe I kept forgetting to mention this, but yeah, Naruto, as you see in the thumbnail, has half of his hair red. That's because he would dye it because he would like in the original. He said he'd like his mom's red hair, and he decided to dye half of his hair. Alright. Hello. Hey, what's up? How's it going? It's the boy Don Swiss in the morning or the evening, depending on where you are right now. Today I'm coming at you with what if Kushina and Minato survived part 1, which is coming after part 0 from like 2 days ago. And in part 0, I did say that I was going to try and get part 1 out the following day, but I was not able to, and I was like, sorry for that. But I'm getting it out now, and there should also be another video coming out today, the same day, so that's kind of a bonus because that video is gonna kind of be like different from my normal videos in like two ways, but you'll see that later. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so before we begin, I do want to note that both Naruto and Sasuke know that they are Jinchurikis and will both have had training so that they could try to, deal with their tail piece and use that tail piece chakra. Alright, so we start with Naruto about to take the Genin test where he'd use the transformation and the clone jutsu to try and get his headband. Anyway, Naruto would step up and decide to mess with Iruka. He'd put his hands together and go, "Sexy jutsu!" A big cloud of smoke would appear, and out of it, Naruto would walk out transformed as a naked girl. Iruka shot a bunch of blood out of his nose, and before he could yell at Naruto though, another naked girl could be seen as the smoke cleared. Naruto then said, "See that? I was able to do both the transformation and the clone jutsu. I just added a little humor as a cherry on top." Mizuki calmed Iruka down, who was foaming at the mouth, and he told him that Naruto was right and that he did technically complete both of the tests. Sasuke then scoffed and stepped up to do the test. He then tried to one-up Naruto by transforming into Iruka and making two clones, both transformed. Naruto rolled his eyes and said that he could do better, and he got ready to try and outdo Sasuke, but Iruka then told the two to step aside and let the other students attempt the test. So to explain this, Naruto and Sasuke, first of all, Naruto would be a lot more skilled and determined. He'd be a lot more skilled and determined, and this could be because he is the son of the fourth Hokage, who was said to be a genius among ninja, and he would train like harder so he could measure up and eventually surpass his dad. He'd also be more serious and smarter too, but he'd still keep some of his attributes like his silliness, while being less of a prankster and like the type to do stuff like paint the Hokage faces. Also, the interaction between Naruto and Sasuke would be because Sasuke would always be training like extremely hard, and he'd be obsessed with being like the strongest. He'd be obsessed with gaining power, and he'd want to be able to represent the Uchiha clan and be the head of it someday. And he'd want, as the head of the Uchiha clan, prove that the Uchiha are the strongest. But in his quest to become the strongest, Naruto kind of threatens that because he'd be like around Sasuke's power, and he'd like try to make sure that he could just outdo Naruto. So Naruto would also try to do that, wanting to be the best and try to outdo Sasuke, and this would result in a bitter rivalry between the two. Anyway, all the other students would then have taken their tests, and those who passed were awarded their headbands. After the tests, Naruto would go up to Hinata, who he would have a closer relationship with than in canon, due to Kushina being able to tell that she liked Naruto, and making sure that he'd try to get closer to her, and he'd go over and congratulate her on her passing the test. The students then would be picked up by their parents. Sasuke by Itachi and Fugaku and his mom, Itachi pushing the envelope for them not to miss it, and Naruto by Minato and Kushina. Naruto then thanked his parents for coming, and then looked at his dad and said, "You remember what you said I'd get when I became a ninja, right?" Minato then smiled and said, "Yep, I'll give it to you when we get home." Then the day when the teams and Jonin instructors would be chosen. Now, you might have noticed that I haven't said a single thing about Sakura yet. That's because she's not in this what if. See, if you remember back to part 0, I said that the leaf would have absorbed the hidden waterfall. That includes a certain young kunoichi named Fu. Fu would be a fun-loving, hyperactive kunoichi, and she would be like very agile, acrobatic, light on her feet. Her chakra nature would also be water. So, as her, Naruto, and Sasuke would be waiting for their sensei to arrive, she would help Naruto actually set up the prank from the original. Also, Naruto and Sasuke would be the two best students in their class, but they get put on the same team at the request of Itachi, who would have noticed that they had a strong rivalry, which pushed them to train harder than they already did. And Minato would also take notice of that, and he'd get on it, thinking that it would do both of them really good. So, as the three Genin sat there, oh wait, I do want to mention that Mizuki, I didn't mention that, but Mizuki would just try to steal the scroll of sealing on his own, and he would get captured. Alright, so back to the what if. The three Genin would be waiting for Kakashi, who would peer his head through the doorway, resulting in an eraser getting dropped on his head. He'd at least be happy that it seemed like it was a team effort between two of them. He would then look at Naruto and say, "Already spreading your knuckleheaded tendencies to the rest of your teammates, huh, Naruto?" Naruto would then frown at that and say, "Whatever, Uncle Kakashi, that wouldn't have happened if you weren't late." Fu would then ask why he called him that, and Naruto would tell her that he's a close family friend. Kakashi would then tell the three to meet up on the roof. When the Genin got there, they were asked their likes and dislikes, also their goals. Fu would start by saying her likes were music and dancing, and her dislikes were party poopers with glum attitudes. She then glared at Sasuke. She said that she wanted to become a strong kunoichi that gains a bunch of fun comrades, which Kakashi would have smiled at through his mask. Naruto then said that his likes were ramen and learning jutsu, and his dislikes were the same as Fu, and they glared at Sasuke at the same time. He then said his goal was to surpass his father and become the greatest Hokage, which is something Kakashi would have already known. Then it was Sasuke's turn. He said his likes were being able to train with his brother and his dad, and he'd say that he'd have a lot of dislikes. He would then glare at Fu and Naruto. He then said his goal was to become the Hokage, and to show everyone that the Uchiha were the greatest. Naruto would then get up in Sasuke's personal space and tell him that he was going to become the Hokage, as the electricity crackled between the two of them. Kakashi and Fu chuckled, and he then told the three that their true test to say Genin was tomorrow, where to go, and that they shouldn't eat breakfast. Naruto would then be training in the woods with Minato, and he would ask, "Hey, Dad, do you know anything about Uncle Kakashi's test? Any details?" Minato would just tell him what he already knew and have it be a 3v1 where he'd have to take him down. The young Namikaze would be disappointed at the answer, but then would proceed to keep training. The next day, Team 7 would be at the training ground waiting for Kakashi, and he'd arrive late as usual and would explain the bell test. They then wait for when he'd say start, and Fu and Sasuke would both jump back, but not Naruto. He'd rush forward and would pull out a kunai and swipe at Kakashi, who'd be able to catch the attack. Naruto would then jump over him and kick down. His attack would be blocked and he gets sent flying back. As he grounded himself, he then sees Sasuke up in the air, weaving hand signs, which he'd recognize and would imitate. They'd both shoot fireballs to the surprise of Fu. FYI, Naruto would be able to use wind and fire here, and he'd be working on using a third nature. Like I said, he'd be training a lot harder, so he'd already be able to use wind and fire. Alright, so Kakashi, in response to this, would make a mud wall and be able to block both the fireballs. Sasuke would land right next to Naruto and say, "I'm gonna rush him, try to keep up." He'd then activate the One-Tome Sharingan, which he has here, because, he's doing a lot more intense training. And then red chakra would begin to form around him. Naruto smirked and said, "Yeah, right," as he made 2 shadow clones. He would still learn this from like Kakashi and Minato. And he'd say, "There's no way I'm gonna fall behind you, Sasuke." The two then began to stand there as red chakra would form around them. And then, like I said, he already made two shadow clones. So the four would stand there before Kakashi, and they would have extracted some of their tailed beast chakra prepared to fight. The seven tails would then say, "So, Kurama, who do you think is going to do the best against this Jonin?" Kurama grumbled as he said, "The blonde may be a little bit airheaded, but he has the strongest tailed beast on his side. Your Uchiha brat is going down, Chome. Ha, you always do compare the amount of tails with strength, huh? My money's on the Uchiha, though." The seven-tailed Chome, would regularly make conversation with Kurama, which would lead to Naruto knowing his name and calling him Kurama a lot to mess with him. Naruto then said, "You know, Sasuke, Kurama's right. I'm totally gonna outdo you." To this, Sasuke decided to run ahead, Naruto following quick in suit. Kakashi knew he had to pull out the Sharingan, knowing that he couldn't underestimate these two, and made four clones of his own in the fight. That's right, 4. As Naruto and just so you know, the 4 clones would be used to surround him and protect him. Alright, so as Naruto and Sasuke fought the clones, Naruto knew he needed the real Kakashi's bells. He then got an idea. He reached into a pouch, and when he saw an opening, he grabbed a kunai and threw it. Kakashi saw it, and when he did, all the Kakashi's attention were drawn to the kunai, and as they saw what it is. It was one of Minato's flying Raijin kunai. At the sight of this, seeing that all of Kakashi's jumped back, Fu saw this, and then she decided to take the chance. She rushed from out the place she was hiding from, and with a kunai in hand, was able to cut off Kakashi's bells. Like I was saying, she was really quick and agile, light on her feet. Haha. When he saw that, Kakashi canceled out his clone jutsu and congratulated his team for getting his bells. He told them that the real purpose of the test was to see if they'd be able to use teamwork effectively. And he said while it was makeshift, the 3 were able to somewhat work off of each other effectively, and they were able to get the bells. Kakashi then asked Naruto when he learned the flying Raijin, as seeing the kunai is what made him drop his guard. Naruto then told him that his dad told him that he'd start teaching him the flying Raijin when he became a genin, but he hasn't actually yet learned to use the jutsu. He then threw the kunai. He just threw the kunai to try and fake Kakashi out. Kakashi snickered and told him it was a good idea. The genin would then go home and Naruto would tell his parents about his day. Later that day, there would be a knock on the door of the Namikaze household. Kushina would open the door and she would be delightfully surprised. She'd smile and say, "Oh, hello, Nagato." Alright, so that's going to be the video for today. Actually, no, it's not. It's going to be 1 out of 2 because I should also be posting that second one today. But yeah, so tell me what you thought about that. And let me just say thanks for all the views, for all the likes, and all the subs. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on those notifications and comment. And yeah, well, this is Don Soy Chanel. I'm just trying to get this other video up later.